They're chasing it down. Oh, got him. Big one too. There's a whole, look at the wolf pack with him too. There's a bunch right there. That's the great thing about smallmouths, is you'll find big groups of them like that. You know, the thing about fishing crankbaits in the summer that a lot of people don't get, we'll let him go because I'm gonna get right back out there, is that you gotta trigger these fish into striking. And most people, when they get that bait hitting the bottom, they kind of like to slow that retrieve down. That's not what I want to do. It doesn't matter if I'm, you know, fishing for largemouths or, you know, cranking from Alabama to Michigan. There it is. You got to have that fast retrieve like that to trigger these fish into biting. I really learned that earlier this year at a tournament at Grand Lake. It's not a big one, but there is a school out there that is unbelievable. Earlier this year in a tournament at Grand Lake, I was throwing the same plug, and you know, it was real hot and the water was pretty stained, and I was fishing a big crankbait like this up in shallow water and just burning it along, you know, the same setup that I've got right here, and just really smoking that crankbait. And the fish were inactive, but with that high-speed retrieve and just burning it, and that bait's just kicking off the rocks and stuff like that, it was triggering those fish to bite. There's a big one right there. That is the kind you're looking for. These Great Lakes fish are just so nice, man. That never gets old. It can be a little bit intimidating when you first go offshore and start cranking, looking for ledges and drops and humps and things and trying to find fish. There's a whole lot of area out there and the fish just aren't everywhere. What I'm looking for though is irregularities. Anything that is different from the rest. If you got a drop that's a mile long, anything that's irregular about it, if there's any turns, any little points that jut out a little bit, any little guts that stick in, high spots on it, or a little bit deeper spots, depressions, anything like that is a great place that can hold fish. What the bass are looking for is a place that can help them ambush pods of bait as they come drifting by. Especially if you got current, any type of irregularity like that is where the bass are going to be. There he is. Wow. That one just smoked it. He's not hooked real good either. So often these smallmouth hit it so hard, and the way that they feed on these shad when they're doing it anyways is they try to kill them first and then they go back and eat them. So you end up with a lot of them hooked outside the mouth and right, you know, in the chin, things like that. So you got to be real careful with them. So your equipment makes a big difference. They just never give them. That is a good fish right there. Yeah. Beautiful smallmouth.